All right. Here we go. Starting up front, it will be Harley Barletta and AJ Godsey. Second row, Matt Johnston, David Garman. Fifth place is Kyle Holden. Sixth is Zach Henson. Jeff Hinkle is seventh. Aiden the Kid Trevette is eighth. Jared Heasley is ninth. Jason Rome is 10th. Bill Percy is 11th. Parsnip starts in 12th. 13th is Kevin Reed. 14th is Richie West. Larry Ashby is going to start 15th. Mike Smith in 16th. Stephen Gibson 17th. Rick Sargent 18th. Topher Baltimore is 19th. And Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, is starting in 20th. All right, 140 laps around this beautiful old track. Lights are on. It's going to be, even though it's not a short track, it's going to seem like short track racing. We getting ready to send it. Remember, 140 laps. They have 5 total sets of tires, so just right about 28 laps per set of tires is what they can go, and I can guarantee you after about 10 laps they're going to wish they had more tires. Low downforce setup on these cars, that makes the car a lot harder to drive. These guys are going to be slip sliding, and as the tire wear gets worse, the sliding around is going to get worse, and it's going to be a wild one. Pace car is in. Harley Barletta is going to lead them down. Green flag is in the air. Throwback night. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Here they go down into turn 1. Harley Barletta gets a jump into one. He's got the lead going back a couple spots to see how everybody makes it through. So far, so good. We make it through 1 and 2, but now they're going to come down into turn 3, and that's when things might get a little dicey. Looks like everybody, for the most part, is going to settle in single file. No, we've got the 95 sideways. He manages to save it. No caution. He's going to keep going. See if we can see what happened here. Looks like Bill just got up into the wall, managed to keep it low. Richie West manages to get clear underneath of him, but close call indeed. Back up front, Harley Barletta already opening up a lead. AJ Godsey trying to close down. David Corman in third. This is already starting to spread out a bit here. Matt Johnston now up to 4th. Kyle Holden holding on to 5th. Zach Henson is 6th. The Kid is up to 7th in the Budweiser car. Jeff Hinkle in 8th, and we'll be watching him tonight as he is really good at saving those tires. He will be one to watch later in the run to see if he can come to the front. Jason Rome, he's put in a ton of practice here this week, both in trucks and in Cup. We'll see what he can do with it. And Parsnip back in 10th place. Jared Heasley's lost a couple of spots in the 32 car since the start of this race. He is now back to 11th. Kevin Reed has come up to 12th. Richie West is up to 13th. Larry Ashby up to 14th. Mike Smith up to 15th. Bill Percy lost 5 spots in that exchange. Stephen Gibson, Rick Sargent, Topher Baltimore, and Nicole Creasel are just hanging out right behind this pack. Last night we had 2 cautions all night. 100-lap race. And Tessa, you are both right. It is going to get dicey. As the 18 now closing down on the back bumper of Matt Johnston. Interestingly, both Matt Johnston is in a Ford. Aiden Trevette is in a Ford. David Garman is in a Ford. The only 3 Fords are in the top 10 at the moment. I imagine that won't last, though. They are Fords. Kyle Holden gets down to the inside in turn one. Can't quite make it stick as Matt manages to hold him off, at least for the time being. Aiden Trevette now up into 6th place. Really surprised we did not have a caution yet. Everybody's obviously taking it very easy tonight. Last night we had caution very, very early. We got 2 cautions out of the way early on and then played it pretty clean after that. Stayed green flag the rest of the race. JJ Parr currently in 10th. Jared Heasley trying to close back down after losing that position on the start. Kevin Reed in the Tabasco car this week. And Richie West in that Chrome Illusion car making his way forward as well. Mike Smith looks like he might be having some problems in the Coors car. He has just lost 2 positions in that last lap. Steven Gibson and Rick Sargent got around him in a single lap. Meanwhile, Harley Barletta, AJ Godsey, they just continue to open up their lead. Harley has a 2.5 second lead over 3rd place David Garman already, and 0.6 of a second over AJ Godsey. I imagine these two will start taking it a little bit easier. They've got a huge gap. They don't have to push too terribly hard. Kyle Holden holding on to 5th right now. Aiden Trevette closing in on him, and everybody's starting to cycle through, get single file. Nobody's making up a ton of ground here yet. Garmin started in 4th. He is up to 3rd. Let's take a ride with Jeff Hinkle as he goes off into turn number 1. You can hear he's having to get out of the throttle. That car is trying to go around on him. He gets back on the throttle. The car's still loose. He has to steer back to the right just a little bit. That low downforce setup makes it tough to drive, and you can see sparks off the car in front of him as they hit the bumps through the turns. Up in 3 and 4, all the way up in the wall, all the way out of the gas there briefly. Back down the front straightaway he goes, and it is just a game of controlling your throttle input. Hinkle had a very smooth turn through 1 and 2 that time. Let's see how he gets through 3 and 4. And Jeff Hinkle is one of the 2 we'll be watching closely. The other one being Larry Ashby in the 34 car. As he starts working his way to the front, him and Jeff Hinkle both exceptionally good at saving tires. As Richie West takes a position, and the 15 car way down to the bottom. That's JJ Parr gets into the wall as Larry's trying to get by. Ends up going down the hill just a little bit, manages to recover, but he got his Darlington stripe just now. Back up front, Aiden the Kid Trevette still trying to run down 5th place Matt Johnston. Kyle Holden has now moved up into 4th. "16 laps in, these tires are starting to get really worn, especially on this low downforce setup. They're having to wheel those cars a lot more, use a lot more tires. And AJ Godsey has moved into the lead. Let's see what happened there. Looked like Harley just barely touched the wall coming out of turn 4, and AJ Godsey was there ready to pounce. But AJ had ran him down just a little bit. So now AJ Godsey to the lead, and he's already opening up a little bit of a lead. He's got 0.3 of a second, and it's growing. As they come around to, looks like they're catching up to the back bumper of Nicole Creasel. Nicole drops low to let the leaders by here. And this is going to be very tricky. Once they start lapping all these cars, things are going to get a little bit tricky. But some of these drivers that started in the back intentionally, they're going to be waiting for pit stops, waiting for incidents, and they're going to be able to pick up some positions. Although it is a little bit of a surprise to see the field spread out this much this early on. Mike Smith is in 19th place right now. He'll be the next one to get lapped if it stays green. And then it'll be Bill Percy after his early incident. Topher Baltimore's picked up 2 spots already. Rick Surgeon's picked up a couple of spots as well. And JJ Parr, apparently when he got into the wall, it did a little bit more damage. He's in the wall again. Manages to hold on to it, but he is having a rough time with that car right now. Steven Gibson started towards the back. He was in 17th. He's now up to 14th, and the tire wear is really starting to show. The handling is starting to go away, and guys like Larry Ashby are starting to pick up positions here. Richie West picked up a couple positions since the start, as has Kevin Reed in the 64 car. Jared Heasley now back up to 10th. Jeff Hinkle currently running in 9th. Jason Rome has picked up a couple of spots as well. Jason giving the wall a little bit of a love tap there. He got his stripe. Zach Henson now back in 7th. Aiden Trevette in 6th, still trying to run down 5th place. But it looks like he is actually starting to close the gap on Matt Johnston now. Kyle Holden has moved his way up into 4th, and now he's looking for 3rd. Kyle Holden trying to find his way around the 06 of David Garman. And the 9 car, Mike Smith, down way low. He's got some severe damage, but he stays on track, letting the leaders by. But his car has some heavy damage to the back end. Kyle Holden getting right to the back bumper of the 06. As they come down the front straightaway, he's trying to get the run off into turn 1 and 2. That is definitely the best place to make a move. Can't quite get there yet. Garmin manages to open up a little bit more of a gap between the two. Now through 3 and 4 though, Kyle Holden has quite a run down there on the bottom. Gets right to the back bumper, and they're running down Harley Barletta. Harley Barletta not that far ahead. "25 laps in, will be within the tire window in about 3 laps, but their fuel will go 40 to 43 laps. And AJ Godsey continues to lead and continues to open up a gap. Here's AJ Godsey in the 5 car. Behind him is Harley Barletta in the 81. David Garman in the 06. Kyle Holden in the 18. Matt Johnston there in the 93 Tide car tonight. Aiden the Kid Trevette in the 11. There is Zach Henson in the 24 car. Jeff Hinkle in the 23. That is obviously not a picture of Jared Heasley, but he kind of thinks he's Ricky Bobby, so we let him. Kevin Reed in the 64. Jason Rome in the 3, and Richie West starting to run some more cars down in the 1 car, as is Larry Ashby in the 34. Both of these guys starting to come on, as is Rick Surgeon in the 20 car. Now he is up to 14th. Stephen Gibson in the 21 up to 15th. J.J. Parr has dropped back to 16th. He is not having a good night. Topher Baltimore, so far so good. He gets into the wall coming off the turn, manages to hold on to it though. The 95 went off the wall as well that time. Leaders get by. Mike Smith in 19th and Nicole Creasel back in 20th. Nicole Creasel had a heck of a run last week, as did Topher Baltimore in the 73, so hopefully they can reclaim some of that magic here tonight. AJ Godsey continues to open up his lead. He now has 1.5 seconds over Harley Barletta, David Garman, and Kyle Holden, but Kyle is right there on the back bumper. Points leader, currently up in 4th, trying to run down AJ Godsey, who's 2nd in points. Last week after North Wilkesboro, Kyle had a rough race last week. Ended up losing quite a few points. He still has a 42-point lead. A substantial, probably insurmountable lead, but he needs to make sure he keeps AJ Godsey in his sights all night tonight just to be on the safe side. Speaking of the points, currently we have 10 cars locked in. Kyle Holden, AJ Godsey, Aiden Trevette, Harley Barletta, JJ Parr all locked in, as well as Zach Henson, David Garman, Matt Johnston, Jared Heasley. All of those drivers are locked in. In the top 10, Jeff Hinkle, Stephen Gibson, and Richie West are not locked in. Kellen Mitchner was locked in, but due to family commitments, he is chosen to give up his spot so that somebody else could get in. He knew he wasn't going to be able to make the playoffs, so a huge shout out to Kellen for the great sportsmanship there. Looks like Bill Percy is the first to come to pit road. Bill Percy has been to and come back off of pit road. He is the only one so far. And this may come down to fuel run here before this is all said and done. Harley Barletta in 2nd. Kyle Holden managed to get around the 06 of David Garman for 3rd. Let's see how he pulled that one off. Low, the 06 just got into the wall off turn 2, and the 18 was right there to capitalize. Bit of unusual to see the 06 make a mistake like that, but there you have it, David Garman. And now Kyle Holden closing right to the back bumper of Harley Barletta. And while these guys are getting ready to come to green flag pit stops, just a few laps away from that, we'll remind you to tune in tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern for the Outlaw Dirt Series. They'll have 305s, 358s and big blocks first, then 305s, then their enduro races. You haven't seen anything until you've seen one of their enduro races. They are awesome. Tuesday night at 7:20 Eastern, 4:20 Pacific, as Kyle Holden now takes 2nd place away from Harley Barletta. Harley Barletta still trying to hold him up just a little bit there on the outside. Tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, excuse me, at 7:20 Eastern, 4:20 Pacific, you'll have the XCal Racing League live here as well, the Premier Street Stock League in iRacing. And Wednesday night, we will have the the Mayhem Xfinity League, followed by the Outlaw Late Model Dirt Series. Meanwhile, while all of this was happening, apparently the 95 had another incident. The one of Richie West was in the wall, and the 95 just got loose off the turn. And it looks like Bill had to go to pit road, probably getting his fast repair done. That's going to set Bill back quite a bit here. Up front coming starting lap 39, so we're within about 3-4 laps on fuel. Some of these guys might be able to stretch it a little bit further, although the tires, they probably don't want to. And right now, as of right now, there is only 13 cars on the lead lap. Rick Sargent in 13th is the last car on the lead lap, and he's got the leader AJ Godsey right behind him. Larry Ashby just lost a lap, just went one lap down in 14th. But I would not count Larry out just yet, as he is starting to pick up some speed as the tires wear down. He is hanging with some of these guys and picking off a few positions. Richie West in the one car. He is currently on the bubble. He is 12th in points right now with two more races after tonight. And the person that is 1 point behind him in the points just passed him. Rick Sargent is 13th in points. And he is 1 point behind. That pass could have decided who could make it be a deciding factor in who's on the bubble after this week. Kyle Holden and Zach Henson both coming to pit road now. Green flag pit stops underway. Harley Barletta now coming to pit road. Leader AJ Godsey stays out another lap. Matt Johnston now on pit road. Stephen Gibson, JJ Parr, and several others now on pit road. Jeff Hinkle, Jared Heasley. The leader comes to pit road. AJ Godsey is giving up the lead to come to pit road. Second place, David Gorman is staying out. Aiden the Kid Trevette, let's see if he comes to pit road as he comes through. No, he stays out. Kevin Reed is going to assume third place now, as he comes down the back straightaway. And this pit stop cycle under green could cause a lot of problems here. David Garman continuing to turn laps. We'll see if he can make it another one. Heard 43 to 44 laps was about the maximum on fuel with a 70% fuel load. We'll see how far Garman can take it. As he goes another lap. Oh, that was the entrance to the backstretch pits. Excuse me. He is still going. We'll see. He does stay out this time. Guarantee you he's hoping for... Oh, Rick Sargent. He had just passed his points rival, Richie West, and looks like he was involved in an incident as he was trying to get to pit road. He missed pit entrance. The 9 car is having some difficulty. On the front stretch, I saw Mike Smith having some difficulty at the front. Meanwhile, David Garman, Kevin Reed, Jason Roman, Larry Ashby, all still out there. The only 4 cars on the lead lap. If anybody makes a mistake and a caution comes out, these guys are going to be in the perfect position. How many more laps can they go, though? And once these guys come out on fresh tires, we're going to see some major speed disparity. Here comes the kid flying by the 64. David Garman has come to pit road. He gave up the lead. Kevin Reed, will he stay out? Our first cycle of green flag pit stops, we're already seeing several different strategies here. The 64 gives up second place, and now Larry Ashby comes down to lead his first lap, I believe, this season. Larry Ashby to the lead. Come on, buddy. Larry has got his fingers crossed for a caution right about now. These guys coming off pit road are going to be as much as 2 to 3 seconds a lap faster than Larry. Larry Ashby now dives to pit road. He's the last one to come to pit road. It looks like the lead will cycle around, and Kyle Holden picks it up with the pit strategy. Harley Barletta in second. AJ Godsey right behind him for third. Well, you can see Kyle Holden picked up 4 spots there. Barletta, Godsey are half a second or more back, and there's several battles going on right in front of them as they continue to fight to stay on the lead lap. Currently, as pit stops cycle through, Jared Heasley in that 32 car is about to go a lap down. He's in 8th spot. Kyle Holden continuing to try and put cars a lap down. He went to the bottom to try and get around Heasley, and Harley Barletta gets by him, as does the 5 car of AJ Godsey. That drops Kyle Holden now back into third, but he has got AJ right there in front of him. The 32 car of Jared Heasley, now he is in 8th place, and he is going to get lapped here. Harley Barletta looking to the inside and going into turn 3. AJ Godsey way up by the wall. I think he might have gotten his stripe on that one. Jared Heasley barely managing to hang on to that lead lap right now. He's doing everything he can here. Harley Barletta now looking to the outside. Can't get around him. And remember, all these guys are on fresh tires. It's going to make it a lot harder for them to get around. And the 81 looks to the inside, going off into the turn. Heasley's up at the corner. He almost gets into AJ Godsey and the 18 car. Everybody manages to keep it straight. Harley Barletta is now back in the lead. AJ Godsey into second. The 18 is in third. Jared Heasley loses a lap, and now Harley Barletta is trying to run down Jeff Hinkle and put him a lap down. 52 laps in, we have no caution, and this was completely unexpected, which does mean if we do not have a caution before lap 70, they will throw the competition caution at the start of lap 70. And I have to tell you, nobody expected it to stay green this long. Jeff Zappa cheering on Larry Ashby. Larry, after getting some bonus points for leading a lap, back in 14th after the pit stops, but once that competition caution comes out, everything could change. Although only one car will get back on the lead lap, so that definitely means Jeff Hinkle's got to try and hold on to it. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Harley Barletta is coming quickly. Harley Barletta down to the inside. He's putting Hinkle a lap down. Here comes AJ Godsey as well. 6 cars on the lead lap. Now Matt Johnston is the next car up. And we've got somebody wrecking right in front of the leaders. That was the 11 car of Aiden Trevette. He went off the track. Couldn't see what happened. That was a bit unexpected out of the kid. Looks like he was trying to get around the 24. The 24 just bounced off the wall, clipped him in the side, and sent the 11 car around. That's a tough break for the 11. Aiden Trevette still holding on to 6th place. He is currently the last car on the lead lap. And here comes the big heartbreak for tonight. Topher Baltimore. It looks like Jeff Hinkle just came down the track a little bit as Topher was under him. Was really hoping to see Topher have a good finish here tonight. Hopefully once the competition caution comes out, he can regroup, get that car fixed, get back out, and get up there and battle these guys. AJ Gotze now looking for the lead, really squirrely off turn 4. Down to the bottom, into 1 and 2, gets to the inside, the 15 car. Parsnip drops off the track to let these leaders go by as they were side by side coming up on him. And now AJ Gotze has taken the lead. Topher Baltimore has gone to pit road, hopefully to just get a repair and get back out there. Aiden the Kid Trevette managed to keep that car for the most part clean. He is still in this thing, still on the lead lap, but just barely. The leaders are just a straightaway behind him. AJ Gotze is now already opening up a lead as Harley Barletta, Kyle Holden, and David Garman is there, but David Garman is a lap down in 7th. Now that is something you do not say very often, that David Garman is a lap down, but there you have it. And the 18 looking to the high side. Harley Barletta can't hold him off any longer. Harley drops low. The 18 gets into the wall there. Kyle Holden now moves up to 2nd. Going to try and run down AJ Gotze. Harley Barletta back to 3rd. Matt Johnston in 4th. 5th place is Zach Henson, and 6th place, the last car on the lead lap, is Aiden the Kid Trevette. You know that kid's going to be fighting 9 more laps. They will have a competition caution. Hey, thank you, Jeff. Larry Ashby in 14th, Kevin Reed in 13th. Kevin Reed currently 14th in points, 22 points outside of the playoff bubble, and I can tell you that there's a couple of different strategies going for next week. Next week we will be going to Daytona. 2 different camps there. There's a group that wants to really badly get Kevin Reed into the playoffs, but I think there's an even bigger group that wants to see Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, get a playoff berth here in the Cup Series. There will be a lot of effort put into that one, I can tell you for sure. She's been coming on and getting a lot better at a lot of these tracks here recently, and everybody wants to see Nicole get that opportunity to be in the playoffs. Kyle Holden is starting to run down AJ Gotze. The gap is closing. It's 2.1 seconds right now, but it's closing very quickly. Although it looks like that might have nullified. He was gaining on him just a little bit there for a few moments, but suddenly he's not quite as fast. Harley Barletta back there in 3rd is starting to lose some ground as well. Aiden the Kid Trevette trying to hold on to his lead lap position. Just a few more laps, the kid gets into the wall there. AJ Gotze running right up by the wall through 1 and 2. David Garman is on a mission. He is actually trying to unlap himself, and he's getting closer to the leader. Topher Baltimore has completed repairs. He is back out on track as well. AJ Godsey continuing to dominate here. Harley Barletta was the dominant truck last night. He said he was struggling with the handling a little bit. We'll see if he can come back later in the race. He definitely had the short run speed as AJ Godsey gets into the wall for the first time tonight. And I do believe at this point everybody has gotten their Darlington stripe tonight. David Garman. Oh! We're going to get the caution here. David Garman gets right into the back of AJ Godsey, spins him across the track. Caution is out. I have no idea what happened there. Let's just rewind it so we can watch that from a different angle. That, and it looks like AJ just got into the wall, drifted down, and the 06 got into the back bumper of him. That brings us under our first caution. That also means we will not have the competition caution, although we're right at the same point. Kyle Holden now moves into the lead. Harley Barletta to second. AJ Godsey third, drops back to third. He's going to have to get some repairs. Matt Johnston is to fourth. Zach Henson fifth. Aiden the Kid Trevette in sixth. David Garman now should be back on the lead lap. But heavy damage. Let's see if we can talk to the kid real quick. As soon as I can get a camera on him as he comes to pit road, we'll let him get in his pit stall first. All right. Hey kid, this is Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug. How you doing?
Hey man, you're doing really well out there tonight. Despite a couple of incidents, you managed to hold on to the lead lap.
Honestly, I do not know how, but I'm getting there. Still learning this track a little bit, so.
Well, you gonna have anything for these top guys out here tonight?
I don't know. I might actually. I just been running in the back saving tires. I don't know what they've been doing. They've been just taking off from me, so I don't know.
You gonna start pushing a little bit more in this second half then?
Yeah, I plan on it a little bit.
Well, you got locked into the playoffs last week. You still got third in points, and you're closing on AJ. So you definitely got a good run going. Best of luck to you tonight, bud.
Appreciate it, Doug.
All right, that was the kid, Aiden the Kid Trevette. He is locked in as of last week. And let's see if we can talk to the leader now. Well, it looks like Kyle lost the lead on that exchange of pit stops. Well, let's see if we can talk to him. Hey, Kyle, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
Hey, man. You're having quite a run. It looks like a couple of guys are a little bit tough for you to pass, but once you have clean air, you're just kind of gone.
Yeah, I've just been trying to save tires. This track is really rough on them, and I think just the way I'm running it is just kind of helping me out a little bit better in the long run, but up in the short runs, Harley and AJ just got me beat there, so we'll see how it plays out.
Any change in strategy for the second half to get those guys on the shorter run?
I had to repair some damage in pit, so right now I might push a little bit here on the start, just see what I can get, but overall I'm just trying to save tires, really.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you, and I'm sure your points lead is intact regardless of how you come home tonight.
Thank you, Doug.
All right, thanks. All right, Kyle Holden, he has led a couple of times tonight. Obviously, a huge points lead coming into tonight. He had a 42-point lead. He was locked in early in the season when he's got 3 wins already this season as they line up side by side. Throwback paint schemes looking very awesome under the lights at Darlington here tonight. Lights are out on the pace car. As he comes through, he'll duck off in 3 and 4, and we will go green flag racing. That was their competition caution. Not the way they wanted it, but here we go. Harley Barletta on the outside, inside. AJ Godsey on the outside. Second half of this race is about to go green. There we go. Green flag is in the air. Harley Barletta gets another good jump. Looking back mid-pack, there is Aiden the Kid Trevette already trying to pick up some spots. The 24 is way loose up in the wall. 18 manages to slip by as well, but everybody comes through clear so far. Further back, Jeff Hinkle trying to recover some positions. He's actually in 8th. He's way back on the track, but he is currently being scored in 8th place. Kyle Holden, you heard from him just a few minutes ago. He is going to start pushing a little bit harder, but the kid is on a mission now on these fresh tires. He had been saving tires the first half of the race. Both of these cars, the 11 and the 18, saving tires early, not so much now. Bear in mind, most of these guys are on their 3rd set of tires as the 11 gets a little bit into the wall. Everybody should have 2 more sets of tires out there. At least this lead pack will have about 2 more sets of tires. So they should be able to stretch these tires a little bit further. And if they get late race caution, some of these guys might have a small advantage. Bill Percy saying he thinks I jinxed him. Nah, it wasn't me. I was cheering you on. You were in the Cole Trickle car, man. Everybody wants Cole to win. Harley Barletta, AJ Godsey have checked out just a little bit, but the kid is running them down in the 11 car. Kyle Holden now pushing a little bit harder. Said he had the long run speed in the bag, but the short run he needed to push a little harder. Both him and the 11 car. Matt Johnston has dropped back to 5th place, and Zach Henson in the 24. We saw him getting a little bit squirrely on the restart going through 3 and 4. He was way up in the wall, managed to recover it, but he lost a couple of spots. And how about David Garman managing to unlap himself, although not the way he wanted to do it, with the collision with AJ Godsey. And Jeff Hinkle is the wave around car. He was the lucky dog. He is up in 8th and back on the lead lap. So 8 cars on the lead lap right now, halfway through this race. Harley Barletta in the lead, AJ Godsey in 2nd, Aiden the Kid Trevette in 3rd, Kyle Holden is in 4th, Matt Johnston up to 5th, David Garman into 6th, Zach Henson is in 7th, and Jeff Hinkle in 8th. By virtue of being the lucky dog, Jeff Hinkle had to start at the tail end of the longest line. That puts him way back in traffic. Jeff is one of those drivers we were talking about earlier, really good at saving tires. The other one being Larry Ashby, who had led a little bit earlier on through pit strategy. Managed to get a couple laps led in, and he is now up to 13th position, working his way forward, trying to run down Steven Gibson. Jason Rome, another one. He put in a lot of practice here this week trying to find some speed. I expect him to, he's in 11th. I expect him to come back up. But how about that Chrome Illusion car, the number 1, Richie West in 10th right now. And again, Richie is the one on the bubble. He is 1 point ahead of Rick Sargent in the point standings. And he has at least a lap advantage. Richie currently in 10th. Rick currently in 16th. I got their names mixed there for a second. Richie West in 10th. Rick Sargent in 16th, so Richie might actually be able to open up a little bit of a lead here tonight. Meanwhile, back up front, Harley Barletta's lead is starting to shrink. Here comes AJ Godsey. After the incident with David Garman, he had to get his fast repair. He is out there running in second, and again running down Harley Barletta. Aiden the Kid Trevette trying to run these guys down, as well as Kyle Holden. Both of these guys, early caution is out. Richie West, no. Oh, the 3-car of Jason Rome gets up into Richie, turns him around, brings out only the second caution of the night, and that is a heartbreak for Richie, who was running in the top 10, trying to get his lap back, but that brings us under caution again. Now we'll see how many of these guys come to pit road. And let's see, while Harley Barletta's coming to pit road. AJ Godsey stays out. Let's see if we can talk to AJ. Hey, AJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, not the way you wanted to get to the halfway point, but you're recovering rather well.
Yeah, I got a little tight. I knew David was coming on fresh tires, done lapping himself, so I was kind of watching my mirror to see how close he was getting, and just lost my line a little bit.
Well, Harley ducked down to get some tires just now, so that puts you back up in the lead. Do you think you can run away from these two guys behind you?
I don't know. We'll see here. I was just kind of riding that run, trying to save my tires here. We only got 2 more sets left, so I didn't want to come in and get them yet.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, let's see. Harley Barletta, Matt Johnston, Jared Heasley's on pit road. Jeff Hinkle, no, Jared and Jeff did not come to pit road, excuse me. Let's take another look at this. Harley Barletta's on pit road, Matt Johnston's on pit road. Those are the only 2 cars that pitted on this stop. That'll put them tail into the lead lap, but on fresher tires than everybody else out there. So we'll have to see how this strategy works for these guys. And we'll have to see where Richie West falls. Jason Rome, Rick Sargent, Mike Smith all came to pit road as well. Obviously, Richie and Jason needing repairs. And it looks like the wave around car, I do believe, is going to be the 32 of Jared Heasley. Let me see if we can get a hold of him. Gerard Heisley, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I don't want to be.
Am I correct in assuming you got waved around on this one?
I got the lucky dog here for 9th, and we just pitted to 1 set left. And keeping this car looking nice. I got it looking nice now. Just use the fast repair. So get a good look at it now before I hit the right wall again.
Well, are you going to be able to give any of these guys up in front of you a run for their money?
Probably not, with the speed Harley and some of these guys have. But we'll see if a little bit of strategy here can help me out.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you, and hopefully you can get that DuPont Chevrolet into victory lane.
You got it, buddy.
That was, of course, Jared Heasley, and that is a running joke that I don't call him by the right name occasionally. Richie West back on pit road. He is going in for his repairs. Meanwhile, they are stacking back up side by side up at the front. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car. Richie's going to have to hurry to catch back up to the field. Topher Baltimore went to pit road. Mike Smith as well. So some of these guys are going to be coming from the back. Rick Sargent is 3 laps down. Richie West should be scored about a lap down. We'll see how it plays out here. Several different strategies going on. Obviously, Jared Heasley, Harley Barletta, and Matt Johnston, all lead lap cars, have been to pit road, so they'll only have one more set of tires left. Whereas AJ Godsey, Aiden Trevette, Kyle Holden, David Garman, Jeff Hinkle, a few of these other guys, they're out there. Their tires are about 10-15 laps old. We'll see how things play out. We'll look at the pit strategy here in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, let's go green flag racing. AJ Godsey gets a jump on him really quick. The 11 car, Aiden the Kid Trevette on the high side trying to hold on to second, but here comes Kyle Holden in the 18. And the Kid is in the wall going into turn 1. And I think I'm right in saying Kyle Holden, yep, I am. Kyle Holden has the most wins so far this season. He is currently in third. He currently has 3 wins. AJ Godsey has 2, looking for his 3rd one tonight. The Kid just got his first win last week, and he is looking for his 2nd one here. Harley Barletta, fresh tires. He is starting to make his way up. He's already picked up 2 spots since the restart. Trying to run down Zach Henson and David Garman right in front of him. Jared Heasley was the lucky dog. He is stuck in traffic. He's got the 3 and the 15 right in front of him. As they go off into turn 1, the 3 is missing his entire front bumper. He drifts up, gets into the 15. Jared has to duck low. Everybody manages to keep it straight, but that got sketchy really quick. Now the 32 has to fight by the 15. Gets by clear, and here comes Richie West trying to reclaim some of what he lost. He is now being scored 1 lap down in 14th. And all he has to do is keep that car in front of Rick Sargent for tonight, and he can gain some points on him. Those 2 guys, the difference for the bubble for the playoffs is 1 point. And we've got 2 races left after tonight. Those are Daytona and California. And Daytona could change everything for everybody. We could have a first-time winner next week. There is no telling what could happen. AJ Godsey continues to open up the lead, but here comes Kyle Holden. He managed to get around the Kid, now starting to make his way forward. And Harley Barletta, the Kid, is going backwards. Aiden Trevette now back into 6th as Harley Barletta is charging to the front. He comes around David Garman. Remember, Harley is on fresher tires than most of these guys. He's only got 1 set left. Everybody else should have 2. Jared Heasley is another one. He is not coming to the front as quickly. He is now up to 8th. He's gotten around Zach Henson. And he's got to try and run down that car, the 23 of Jeff Hinkle. Kyle Holden now sitting about 1.3 seconds behind the leader. And here comes Barletta on those fresher tires. And you can see the difference in time. And once it cycles through here in just a moment, we'll see, be able to tell the huge difference in the time just between old tires versus new tires. Even 10 to 15 laps on tires here, you're losing as much as 2 to 3 seconds. This track just eats the tires alive. And you see Harley Barletta 0.4 of a second faster right now than anybody else. as he makes the pass for second place to try and run down AJ Godsey. We'll see if his pit strategy is superior. He is going to be able to run AJ down very, very quickly. AJ Godsey at the line, 1.1 second lead over Harley Barletta. That closes to 1 second coming through through 3 and 4, excuse me. Harley's gaining about 1/10 of a second through the corners and 1/2 a tenth on the straightaways. So he is flying up. The tires will equalize at some point, but it'll be about 20 laps in, and by then Harley Barletta will have taken the lead more than likely. Aiden, the kid Trevette, said he hit the wall. That is why he has gone backwards just a little bit. I would expect to see him recover at least a little bit here tonight. Sitting third in points. Just 7 points out of second place, and he's had a heck of a couple of weeks here recently. So I would expect he's not going to lose much if he doesn't gain anything. Harley Barletta now closing really close up to the back bumper of the 5. Wait a minute. Aiden the kid Trevette is sitting here texting and driving. Stop texting and driving, kid. '93 of Matt Johnston. He is closing the gap as well. Let's see if he pitted at the same time. Looking at the pit strategy, Harley and Matt both pitted on the same lap. AJ Godsey knows when he's beat, he lets both of these guys go by. So they've got 15 laps on their tires. AJ, Kyle, David, and Aiden all have 30-lap old tires. Jared Heasley is on 15-lap old tires as well. Now, we saw early in the race these guys stretched it for, I think Larry Ashby stretched it to about 46 laps. Most of these guys went 44 to 45 or 45 to 46 laps, and Larry went closer to 50. So we'll see how the strategy plays out here as well on fuel. These guys can at least go an extra 15 laps. So these guys can go to about lap 130 on their fuel, whereas everybody else is going to have to stop in about 10 to 15 more laps. But that is also going to change up the tire strategy. That's part of why AJ let these guys go by so easily. He knows he's going to get fresh tires. He knows he has to stop. These guys are going to try and stretch it. AJ Godsey securely in third right now. Although Kyle Holden is starting to close back up on him. David Garman back there as well in fifth. Aiden the kid Trevette in sixth. And here comes Heasley in the 32. He's starting to crank it up now with those fresher tires. The kid gets in the wall, and the 32 is charging up. He gets an easy run down to the inside, coming off the turn. Jared Heasley to 6th, Aiden the kid Trevette to 7th, Jeff Hinkle is in 8th, Zach Henson is in 9th, AJ Godsey comes to pit road. And he is right on the perfect window now. Okay, so apparently Harley Barletta's coming to pit road. That is a shock. Harley was just in 15 laps ago. He does not want to be off cycle with these other guys and have them run him down, so he has made the decision to come pit road. Matt Johnston, however, on the same strategy as Harley and as Jared Heasley. These two guys are staying out, at least for the moment. So Matt Johnston now going to assume the lead. Matt is locked into the playoffs. He is in 10th place right now. And Richie West is on the move. He is up to 8th place now, trying to run down these leaders, reclaim his lap. If a caution were to come out right now, he would be the lucky dog. He is the first car, 1 lap down, but he is not that far behind. As he gets a little bit of the wall there, Richie West comes off turn 2. We'll see. Matt Johnston is hitting the start-finish line. Richie is coming out of 4, so half a straightaway ahead, or maybe a full straightaway there. But Richie West, with these pit stops, is now up to 7th, and it's starting to work his way forward. Kyle Holden, Aiden the Kid Trevette on pit road. Larry Ashby is on pit road. J.J. Parr has been to pit road. Zach Henson's been to pit road. I'm losing track. Mike Smith still on pit road, as is Bill Percy. Larry Ashby gave up 13th. And we are now down to 5 cars on the lead lap. Matt Johnston in first. David Garman in second. Jared Heasley in third. Jeff Hinkle is in fourth. 5th place car, Richie West, 1 lap down. And heck of a recovery by Richie West here tonight. After being involved in that incident that brought out the last caution, he is still charging his way to the front. And apparently Aiden the Kid Trevette is not typing, he's using voice to text. Oh, the 93 gets in the wall. We saw the same thing happen with AJ Godsey that brought out a caution earlier with David Garman. Garman was right behind the 93 when that happened. You know he had to be worried. Matt Johnston now to pit road. David Garman assuming the lead. Jared Heasley now up to 2nd. That's going to give Richie West, I do believe Harley Barletta comes by. Richie West is now going to be in 4th. Oh no, not again. Richie West gets together with the 34 of Larry Ashby. Richie lost a position to AJ Godsey there as well. David Garman still continues to lead. Heasley up to 2nd now. And you're starting to see those fresh tires. The 15 had fresher tires. He comes by. And here comes Harley Barletta. Harley is currently in 3rd, but 1 lap down. He's got to unlap himself and then catch him back up to these guys, or hope they pit in a timely manner. David Garman still out in front. Jared Heasley in 2nd, 5.5 seconds back. Richie West still holding on to 5th place after the incident with Larry Ashby. Both of them recovered. Larry Ashby holding on to 4th. Richie West lost 1 position from 4th back to 5th. Larry's still in 14th. And in the closing laps, don't forget to check out BRRpoints.com. I know our friendly neighborhood Canadian, Jason Rome, updates those points every Monday afternoon. Huge shout out to Jason for running that. And if you can't find that link, guess what? It's on htsai.net. You can go check out our webpage, all of our links, our Twitter account, Facebook. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll get a notification every time we go live, including tomorrow night when we have the Outlaw Dirt Series, or Tuesday night when we have XCal Street Stocks, or Wednesday night when we have Mayhem Xfinities and Outlaw Dirt, or Tuesday mornings when Jared Heasley and I have Dirt Tuesday. There's Jared. And sometimes, if it's a good Tuesday, we get several other members of BRR and other groups that join us on Discord and in the race, so you can hear us all mouthing and being troublesome. And don't forget to check us out tomorrow. We will post the Richie West now gives up 5th place. He is on pit road. Tomorrow we will put out the HTSAI podcast. We go over the iRacing schedule for the week. So if you're on iRacing, you want to know, and you're running a particular series, and you want to know, hey, what track am I going to be at this week? Great place to find out. We're also going to be posting some setup information, links, setup guides here on the website before too long. Jared Heasley is working on a new one as well. All right, David Garman's still in the lead, but all these cars are starting to unlap themselves. The 15 just got one of his laps back. Parsnip picking up one more lap. Jared Heasley currently still out there running second with 25 laps to go. Harley Barletta in third has unlapped himself and starting to run these guys down. AJ Godsey also has unlapped himself and started to run these guys down. Richie West, after going to pit road, now back in 12th, trying to run down Zach Henson in 11th. Quite a few different stories. And it looks like Topher Baltimore might have had an issue briefly. And it looked like he went to pit road. Not sure what happened, why he ducked down there suddenly. David Garman dropped to pit road. Jared Heasley now assumes the lead. 24 laps to go. Heasley to the lead. Heasley's going to pit road. That's going to give the lead back to Harley Barletta as he tries to come around. Kevin Reed has now unlapped himself. He is up to 8th place after unlapping himself. With David Garman and Jared Heasley on pit road, that's going to help guys like Larry Ashby and Richie West, both of whom just one lap down, trying to reclaim some positions. Now, Richie West and Larry Ashby both being scored 2 laps down now, excuse me. Harley Barletta has taken the lead. AJ Godsey moves into second. Kyle Holden third. Matt Johnston is fourth. Aiden the Kid Trevette is in fifth. He has managed to recover a couple of positions. Garman comes off pit road in sixth. Heasley's on his way out. Currently scored in seventh, but I think Kevin Reed is going to take seventh. Hinkle up to eighth. Jared Heasley is going to come out ninth, probably 10th. Jason Rome, with half a car, is still in the top 10. Great job by Jason to recover from a couple of incidents here tonight. And once everybody cycles through, we'll be able to tell, as Kevin Reed just went to pit road, so we'll be able to tell here in a few laps who is where with 21 laps to go. As it looks like as pit stops cycle through, it's only going to be 6 cars on the lead lap. The leader is still Harley Barletta, AJ Godsey in second. Kyle Holden in third, trying to run down AJ Godsey. You heard him say he was not going to take it easy anymore. He is way down low under the 15 of JJ Parr. Matt Johnston in fourth. Aiden the Kid Trevette in fifth. David Garman in sixth. Jeff Hinkle in seventh. And Jared Heasley in eighth. Jason Rome hanging on to ninth. Zach Henson in 10th. And Richie West to 11th. You gotta love Zach's picture. That's hilarious. Harley Barletta currently in the lead, but it looks like Richie West is trying to unlap himself here. Trying to get one of his laps back. Stephen Gibson and Jason Rome have crashed. Let's see what happened there. Oh, looks like Gibson got into the wall and collected the 3 car. Let's take a look at it from another angle here. Looks like they both ran into the wall and then they both ended up at the same place at the same time. Those 2 cars are going to be on pit road now. Harley Barletta continues to lead. That's going to help a couple of guys out. Richie West now up to 10th. Zach Henson 9th. Jared Heasley to 8th. And Jeff Hinkle to 7th. Harley Barletta has a 1.1 second lead over AJ Godsey with 17 laps to go. Everybody has been to pit road. We'll take one last look at the pit strategy. Everybody has been in the last 20 laps or so, so these guys are all going to be able to make it to the end on fuel, on tires. Now they've got what they got for the next 17 laps. And now AJ Godsey has to try and close that gap, and he is definitely doing it as he comes up to the back bumper of Jeff Hinkle. A lap down, Rick Sargent down there on the inside in the 20 car. AJ Godsey going to the inside of the lap car. Harley Barletta's looking in his mirror, hoping that lap car stays right where he's at. 15 laps to go. Lap traffic is going to play into this win. Don't forget, after the race, we will be putting this race on the YouTube. We'll have all the pre-race stuff will be cut out. It'll just be the race action. As here comes the 32 of Jared Heasley trying to unlap himself. Currently in 7th, and that was for position when he came around Hinkle. Jared Heasley has managed to move himself up to 7th and get himself back to the lead lap. Now he's going to try and run down David Garman, as Garman and two of the 3 Fords in the field running side by side. Meanwhile, Harley Barletta is up there. AJ Godsey has cleared the lap traffic, the 23 of Jeff Hinkle, and now it is, and I know Jared will love this one, mano y mano. 13 laps left to go. Will Harley Barletta be able to tame the track too tough to tame 2 nights in a row? That was a lot of tease. Harley Barletta won the truck race quite easily last night in a very dominant fashion with just 5 cars on the lead lap at the end. Actually, less than 5 cars on the lead lap at the end. Here he comes. He is up in first. 12 laps to go with only 7 cars on the lead lap. Update you on a couple of quick stories here. Richie West still up in 10th. He is just 1.3 seconds behind Zach Henson, Jeff Hinkle, both of them on the same lap trying to recover. Larry Ashby's been saving those tires, and despite an earlier incident, he is up to 11th, making his way forward. Kevin Reed now up to 12th, trying to run him down as well. Kevin gets a little loose trying to get around the kid there. So Richie West in 11th. Rick Sargent is in 3rd. Richie West is in 10th. Rick Sargent is in 13th right now. Those are the 2 guys racing on the bubble, but Kevin Reed was just 22 points behind him coming into tonight. He is definitely going to try and run these guys down. Topher Baltimore is off track. The streak unfortunately continues, but I know he's going to have a day come. We all run into these bad streaks, and I dread the day that Topher suddenly gets past his streak, because he showed last week he can be a force to be reckoned with everywhere. And as soon as his bad luck streak ends, these guys up here at the front probably going to have to worry about him just a little bit. Here comes AJ Godsey for the lead. AJ closes right to the back bumper of Harley Barletta coming through the turn. Can't quite get there. 8 laps to go. Harley Barletta's just got to keep the 5 car behind him for another 8 laps, but AJ Godsey is going to make it difficult. Coming off of turn 2, AJ Godsey closes right back up on the back bumper on the back straightaway. AJ seems to be a lot faster in 3 and 4. Harley is better in 1 and 2. Actually, Harley gets a little loose. The 5 car gets loose. There's a car spinning to the inside. Caution is out. Zach Henson and Jared Heasley get together. The 24 just spins, hits the wall, and collects the 32 there. Richie West sneaks by, and I do believe Richie West will be the lucky dog. Holy crap, what a change right here at the end. We'll have to see if Richie West is the lucky dog, because Jared Heasley was involved in that. It may be Jeff Hinkle. We'll have to wait and see what the scoring tells him. But regardless, Richie West climbing back up to 9th place. And you heard Jared Heasley say earlier, he used his fast repair already. So whatever he's got, whatever that car has left, that's all he has. Zach Henson having a rough night. We're not used to seeing him be this far back. He is usually one of the cars up at the front, but AJ Godsey is coming to pit road. He's got one set of tires left. Harley Barletta out of tires. But he's got Matt Johnston's coming to pit. Sorry, Matt Johnston stays out. AJ Godsey, Kyle Holden, David Garman all coming to pit road. Aiden the Kid Trevette. The only hope Harley has right now is that he's going to have several cars between him and AJ, and not a lot of laps. And let's see if we can talk to Richie. See if I can find him. Hey Richie, this is Doug. You got me? Richie West, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Bud, I got you.
Hey man, you had a rough start to this one, got caught up, but a heck of a recovery here.
Yeah. You know what? Just kind of just drove the heck out of it, you know, and just tried to keep it clean. I think I'm actually going to come in here and get my some damage fixed, because I don't think I can go much past where I'm at. I think Kevin's 2 laps down, so I'm going to come get some damage fixed and go try to get him a couple more spots.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. Like I said, that's been a heck of a recovery from an up and down night, and I personally think you have the best throwback scheme out there tonight, buddy.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Good luck. All right, that was Richie West. We've seen him go way back. He has managed to recover extremely well here tonight. And let's see if we can talk to the man in the lead, Harley Barletta. Hey, Harley, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
You are a sitting duck, my friend. Aiden, pretty much everybody behind you except Matt has gone to pit road, and because of the way some of these guys waited a lap, that you don't have many cars between you and AJ now.
Yep, I'm pretty scared. I was hoping that was going to go green and, you know, knock out a 2nd place, but we'll see what we can do here.
All right, I'm assuming you are completely out of tires. You just you got what you got.
Yeah, I took the tires on that last round of pit or caution to catch up with them, have more fuel, but then I ended up pitting with them. And I probably should have stayed out, and then I would have a little fresher tires now. But yeah, it is what it is. Looks like we might get a top 7 if they run me over. So.
Well, hopefully they don't. Best of luck to you, buddy, and good luck here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Doug.
All right, that was Harley Barletta up there in the lead. And a huge shout out to Zach Henson. I know he has already commented his apologies. It was a rough night for him. Not used to seeing Zach have such a rough night, but this is a very difficult track, and even the best struggle here. So huge shout out to Zach for great sportsmanship here tonight and trying to stick it out. He had a good run going, but Darlington is a beast. Pace car coming down the back straight away. Top 10 is Harley Barletta, Matt Johnston, AJ Godsey, David Garman, Kyle Holden, Aiden the Kid Trevette, and Jeff Hinkle. Those are the lead lap cars. Richie West is the first car, a lap down in 8th. Jared Heasley is 9th. Kevin Reed is 10th. Larry Ashby is in 11th. Rick Sargent is in 12th. Pace car is in. Harley's got to get a good jump here. He goes for it immediately, but AJ Gotze is going to clear Matt Johnston very easily. And now Harley Barletta is about to have his hands full of the 5 car right behind him. But look out, because the 18 is coming. He got stuck on the bottom. Aiden the Kid Trevette makes a move. AJ Gotze looking to the inside. Off into the turn. It's going to be AJ Gotze on the inside. He takes first place. Harley Barletta's got to hold on for second. Kevin Reed crashed on the restart. White flag is in the air. AJ Gotze just got to get around one more time. Coming down the backstretch, and Harley Barletta lost another spot. David Garman moves up to second. Here comes the Kid. Aiden the Kid Trevette looking for third, and they've got 2 cars coming behind him. But it's not going to be enough. AJ Gotze wins. David Garman is going to come home second. Aiden the Kid Trevette pulls off a top 3 at the end. Harley Barletta finishes 4th. Kyle Holden finishes 5th, but the gap between the two of them, Harley Barletta took 4th place by 1/100th of a second. 6th place is Matt. Kyle Holden comes home 5th. Matt Johnston is 6th. Jeff Hinkle is 7th. Richie West recovers to 8th. Jared Heasley comes home 9th. Larry Ashby, another top 10. He has been coming on strong in recent weeks as well. Let's see if we can talk to our winner as soon as I can catch my breath a little here. Hey, AJ, this is Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, congratulations. A heck of a finish, and obviously some great pit strategy there at the end.
Yeah, it was getting close. I finally reeled Harley in, but I think I'd used all my tires up. I didn't know if I had enough to get around him there. Then that caution came out. Might have been just what I needed.
Well, you had enough tires left to get a burnout done. And here's an interesting fact. Before tonight, Kyle was the only 3-time winner this season. Now it's you and Kyle, both with 3 wins in the regular season.
Yeah, it feels good to get this one. I kind of let one slip away last week at North Wilkesboro. I thought I had a dominant car, and some late restarts got in the wrong lanes and whatnot. So it feels good to get this one, especially with this paint scheme. This was my grandpa's favorite paint scheme, favorite driver, Darrell Waltrip. So this one's for him and my dad. Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. Huge shout out, and go celebrate. Drink a beer, buddy. Will do. Thanks, Doug. All right. David Garman comes home second. Aiden Trevette comes home third. Huge recovery by Richie West coming home in 8th. Larry Ashby gets another top 10. Let's see what happened to Kevin Reed on that last restart. It looks like the 15 and the 64 tried to occupy the same real estate. The 6 did not get a good restart, and that as Aiden Trevette finishing third, he is going to go out there and turn some extra post-race laps for us. And for everybody at BRR, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a wild night under the lights at Darlington. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern for the Outlaw Dirt Series. Then Tuesday night, 7:20 Eastern for the XCal Street Stock Series. And Wednesday night, the Mayhem and Outlaws start at 7:30 with Xfinity, and Jason Rome is going backwards down pit road. So nothing out of the ordinary. Don't forget to tune. Also check us out on Facebook and on Twitch, YouTube as well, and the website htsai.net. You can find all of our information there, and of course brrpoints.com. There they are. There are the 2 websites for you. brrpoints.com will be updated tomorrow by our Jason Rome, and you can see where the Cup Series standings are as well as the Truck Series standings are, with just 2 races left before the playoffs. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Have a wonderful night, everybody.